people, we is back. We is back. Another day on Keep It G News. And I was sitting here, right? So I did a video. I think I put out last night. About the state's attorney in Baltimore City is pushing for more for kids ages 10 to 12 to be able to get charged with more charges. Yo, and it just amazes. Yo, I swear, yo, I don't be getting it. And we're going to talk about a lot of things, but this was really my main topic. I want to talk about Julio Foolio, his situation. You know, we're going to go to the court, see what happened with them in court, see if any new information came out. Traplore Ross did a documentary, well, I don't know if you call it a documentary, but he did a piece on Bloodhound, Lil Jeff. Sick and tired of Law and Crime Network. But I wanted to talk about that video I did first, y'all. What's up, y'all? K-Laws24. Like, yo, what, yo, like, yo, people really don't mind. Yo, this is what I want to ask people. Do y'all really think that locking up juveniles, do people really think that's going to solve the problems? Like, seriously, though, y'all, because I see what the news is doing. The news is pushing the shit out of these young kids are a problem. And it is a problem. But I think the news is going, I think they're going to the extreme with it. They're going to the extreme with it. Yeah, that was me, right? Yeah, that was me. Yeah, that fire was crazy. That fire was crazy. But yo, people going to the extreme with it. Like, I'm reading the comments of the last video. Somebody even said this. How's the community at fault? Like, what the fuck you mean, how's the community at fault? Then you got other people talking about, well, you know, I think they need to go to jail for, like, yo, it's so many other ways to handle a problem, yo. And it's like, why does jail or prison, why is that always the option for black folks? PNR, yo, that is always the option. And it's like, with jail and prison being an option for so long, right? And people think that this solves problems. Then why the fuck do we still have problems in the community? If like this common sense, without even putting a whole lot of thought in it. If jail and prison solve the problems, jail and prison has been the fucking what's the word I'm looking for? Y'all know I can't never think of words on live, yo. The focal point, or has been the solution. Jail and prison has been a solution in the black community for what? Since the 80s, 70s, about 80s. And crime is getting worse. Crime is getting more bizarre. So when you take that to the juveniles, now they're trying to send juveniles to prison. They're trying to get juveniles into the criminal justice system early. Or no matter how it is, probation, parole, home detention, it's all juvenile justice. It's all part of the system. Why do people think that's gonna work? Like, yo, it's so bad that, yo, we can't figure out a way to solve out to get our own kids under control. Like, yo, there's nothing else the government or the state can do. Yo, they just built a state-of-the-art juvenile. Let me see something. They just built a state-of-the-art juvenile jail in Baltimore. State-of-the-art. Dang, yo, this ain't no good light. Might gotta go in the house, y'all. Let me see something. What the fuck? Why I keep doing that? Let's see something, y'all. I'm gonna get the Julio Foolio. I just want to talk about don't ban guns. No, you can't ban guns. It is not knowing the sense I'm right. I am right. I am right. It just amazes me how people still be calling for jail. Send them to jail. Send them to prison. Yo, all that's gonna do is perpetuate. This is gonna make the problem worse. Now we already got adult men in prison. Now we're gonna have the kids in jail. Like, yo, that is not gonna work. Lil Tree, where you been at, man? How much did Baltimore pay for the new juvenile detention center?
$35 million.
$35 million.
According to BaltimoreFishbowl.com, originally proposed and rejected as a $100 million, 230-bed facility in 2007, and again as a $70 million project in 2011, this third and final $35 million version of the youth jail was approved in March of 2015.
All right, already. $35 million, y'all. Look, they wanted $100 million. It got rejected in 2007. Then they asked for $70 million in 2011. Look how long, y'all, they've been trying to push this shit. They've been trying to push this shit since 2007. Since 2007, they've been trying to push it. I'm talking about a video I just did on the juveniles, man. It just amazes me how many people be calling for, you know, we need stiffer punishment. Yo, stiffer punishment, it won't fix shit. Straight up. It won't fix, what's up, Ray? It won't fix nothing. It hasn't fixed nothing all these years. So why do people still call for that shit? Like, I get it, yo. It's frustrating. I know it's frustrating, yo. I see the kids. I watch the news. You know what I mean? I know, yo. Yo, but jail don't fix anything, yo. Jail only makes the problem worse, yo. It only makes the problem worse. Because y'all know how this go. You know, it's... Yo, when you give these institutions when you give them a foot, they take them out. It start off with, we gonna start charging 10-year-olds and 12-year-olds, and yo, we talking about a very small percentage of this age group commit crimes. Very small percentage. But what happens is, first you can charge them with arson. Next thing you know, you can charge them with this. Next thing you know, you can charge them with that. Next thing you know, y'all, you got 13-year-olds going to the adult prison system. Next thing you know, you sentencing 13-year-old black kids to life in prison. That's how it works. That's how it works. That's how it always worked. This is the system, yo. They run the same play. They run the same play. So why do you think there's so much? Yo, it's because yo, people living in poverty, yo. Yo, when you strip an area of resources, education, motherfucking drug, you strip the resource, you strip them of education and resources, jobs. You put drugs in the community, yo, you're gonna have crime in any community. In any community, yo. It's not a black thing. That's why the black on black crime thing was always bullshit. Because if you do that to any community, yo, you can go to the most prominent communities out there, right? The most prominent communities out there. Snatch all the resources away from them. Put drugs in their community. And watch them for 50 years. I guarantee by year 50, that community is going to be looking just like some of these communities that we see out here right now. Guaranteed. Yo, desperation is a motherfucker, yo. If you take a family of 5, starving for a week, and put a motherfucking a loaf of bread in there. Take a family of 5, starving for a week, put them in a room. And then after that week or week and a half, put a loaf of bread in there. See what the fuck they do for that bread. See what they do. You think they're going to share it evenly? No, man. People going to get cutthroat. People going to get grimy. That's just how this shit go, yo. It's how it goes. And it's not a black thing, or you do that to any group of people, yo. You talking about, yo, man, it's crazy, yo. Nah, yo, we can't get it. It's never nobody. No, that's you know, we don't even deal with that, Ray, because that'll never happen. That'll never happen, yo. As long as you got other people with more than people, you got some people with this, and you got some people with that. People ain't never gonna get along, yo. It's all rooted off of. We do. It's all rooted off of. I'm from working class area in East London, but the crime isn't that bad. Yeah, because they don't even have guns in London. You know what I mean? They don't. You strip a community of resources and education, and you put guns and drugs in their community, they're gonna kill, bro. Y'all, they're gonna kill. I mean, that's just what it is, yo. Our education system is fucked up to the max. And it's been fucked up for 20 years. Nobody's even talking about that. Like instead of talking about putting more charges on these kids or opening the books up so they can be charged with a variety of crimes, yo, won't you fix the fucking schooling? Won't you repeal No Child Left Behind? You feel me? Do something that's gonna matter. Because locking kids up is not gonna change anything. I don't give a fuck how much Fox 45 put that shit in or whatever news channel y'all watch in your city. Put that shit in your face, and all you see is teens arrested for a string of carjackings. Teens arrested for a murder of a 80-year-old man. Teens arrested. I don't give a fuck how much they force feed that shit to people. Locking them up ain't gonna work. Because the community breeds criminals. It breeds criminals. Sometimes as young as 9. Circumstances breeds criminals. You can't lock up everybody. And if you do lock up everybody, where the fuck does that leave the community? Where does that leave the race? Locking up everybody. Like, yo, stop letting them motherfuckers feed y'all that dumb shit, man. That's fucked up, right? Man, sorry to hear that, man. That's fucked up. I'm just saying, though, yo, like, yo, cause the news that had you believing that this is the route. Like that video I did yesterday. They just told you on the news, they just gave you a preliminary of what this bill was about. But most people only get their news from the news. They take advantage of the fact that most people ain't gonna read up into that shit. You feel me? That's why I do it. Fuck it. I read it and give it to everybody so y'all at least had the real information. Because, yo, it's easy to, yo, for one of the news, that shit propaganda, man. It's all propaganda, yo. They're not giving you the news. They're giving you the news, then telling you how to think about it. That's propaganda. The news is supposed to be fair and impartial. It's supposed to just give you the news and let you digest it. That's what news is. These motherfuckers give you the news and tell you how to think about it. Tell you how to process it. Tell you if it's right or wrong. Look up the definition. Propaganda. And then watch the news and ask yourself, what the fuck am I watching? Am I watching real news, or am I watching something that's trying to program me to think a certain way about a certain demographic or a certain gender or a certain race or a certain age group? Yeah, I'm from Baltimore. Shit crazy though, yo. I'm just sad. Yo, we seen this book before. I mean, we read this book before. That's the only thing that be pissing me off. We read this book before, yo. Yo, mass incarceration did way more damage than it did help. Yeah, crime went down a little. Yo, but the effects that it had on a community was fucking devastating. That's the reason hold up, y'all. I gotta find some off. I ain't ready to get bit up by them mosquitoes. Hold on. Might not have been a good idea to come out here, man. Fucking rain. Y'all, come on, get out here. Come on. Come on. Goddamn rain. Brought the mosquitoes out. I forgot what point I was making. I was trying to get to a good point, too. Yeah, yo, it just got finished raining, yo. Normally, there don't be no mosquitoes out here. But, yo, mass incarceration devastated our community, yo. And yo, we don't need to start mass incarcerating our kids. And what I was going to say is, that's part of the reason. Mass incarceration, along with the epidemic that happened in the 80s, was the big part of the reason that a lot of our kids in the 90s, like in the 80s, like me, grew up fatherless. It's a big part of it, a major part of it, probably the biggest part of it. Besides, you know what they did with the welfare system. So it's like, yo, we gotta stop being prisoners of the moment. As black people, as just people in general. Like, we gotta stop, man, bro. We be prisoners of the moment. And what happens is, like I say, the news play a major role in the fear mongering motherfuckers, to making people think like, oh my God, yo, we gotta do something. Like, what are we gonna do? And jail was always the option. But meanwhile, jail was the option. You got other people getting rich as a motherfucker off of it. Rich is a bitch. I'm trying to tell you, they super capitalizing. Meanwhile, all we getting is our families tore apart. I was born in 85. That shit ain't no joke though, man. Like, and then it's like, yo, when you tell that shit to people, it's like, well, what else we gotta do? How about, yo, bring back the power program? Yo, how about, yo, like, I don't, and I'm sure it's like this in every city, but how about in Baltimore City, yo, it's 30 schools shut down. How about open some of them motherfuckers up, make them rec centers? I mean, make them rec centers. You get the kids a job, hire other older kids into the neighborhood to work there. You give everybody something to do. You give and it's like, yo, they just put 35 million in that fucking jail. They could have probably opened them schools up, because some of them schools probably not fucked up. I mean, ain't no telling how they look now, but they could have opened them schools up and that shit might have cost 15 million. They could have put 10 million somewhere else. They could have gave that shit as a stimulus package to the residents. $2,000 a household. Like, yo, it's a million things that people can do, yo. But it's like, yo, whenever it come down to black and brown people, you know, I don't even typically speak on black and brown. But whenever it comes down to, Baltimore is getting browner. It's in Chicago and a lot of these other big cities. Whenever the problem is them, the solution is always jail. Yeah, you're a year older. The solution is always jail. And they continuously trick people to believing that that's the route, when history has shown that don't work. Don't work. It shouldn't even be an option. Don't work, y'all. It never worked. It's not going to start working now. But it seems like every 20 or so years, they bring it back up. You know, we got to let it die down, lock up a whole bunch of them. Then we're going to act like, you know, we're going to be more progressive. Then we bring it back up, make some more money, lock them up. Yo, pay attention to what's going on, man. Yeah, Delaware getting wild too. There's some wild spots in Delaware. Yeah, I've been saying that, Beezy. I don't fuck around with that shit. Yeah, but Julio Foolio, I just wanted to talk about that real quick. Y'all had a few things. Julio Foolio killers was in court this past week. And y'all know we talked about that situation extensively, yo. Because I know how that shit feel. You know, to be sitting in court with your life on the line. Now with these young niggas, they fucked that money up because I think they got a rock solid case. Now if the fifth suspect still hasn't been caught, I don't know where the fuck his ass at, but he hasn't been caught yet. Rumors circulating that he did, or I don't know. I doubt it. I think he just hiding out. But one thing for sure, two things for certain, you can't hide from the people forever. I hope he's trying to save up some money for his sake, you know, so he can fight the case. Because in my opinion, that's the only time you run. The only time you run is if you trying to save up some lawyer money. Other than that, because you can't run forever, and you don't want it, and you don't want to run so long that you get to a position where now your life is starting to get on track, and now you got the kids, you got the girl, you got the house. You understand? You doing your thing, and then now your whole world come crashing down. Might as well got that shit over with in the beginning, because that's what be happening to people. And I think that's a much worse situation than actually just getting it over with when it's present. But let me show y'all. Yeah, I seen that, y'all. I don't really. I was looking into that scam and shit that everybody was doing. Look, yo, $35 million, yo, they put into that jail. So, and let me explain something to people, because people might not know this.
Check this out. I'm going to show you how I afforded this car. Okay, you ready? All right, $118.
So one of the tactics they use, you know, when you got multiple co-defendants, is they keep you separate. And the reason they keep you separate is they don't want y'all talking about the case. So that's just like a little intimidating tactic they do. You know, they keep them separate. They all in the same jail. They not on the same tiers. You say you been to Dundalk. Yeah, so when y'all, so when you see like how they got them all seated, separately. That's just because more than likely it's to keep separate order intact. And down one, it's like when me and my co-defendants got locked up. That's how they had us. My family used to do little things like try to come visit us at the same time. Sometimes they'll let us through, you know, but sometimes they'll stop the visit. No, you gotta wait till this visit over, and it's just a whole bunch of, you know, court shit that they do.
Remain seated. Come to order. Court is now in session.
Charlene, what's up? What's up?
Good morning, everyone. Have a seat. All right. Are we anticipating anyone appearing?
Hella bugs out here, man. Hey, y'all don't forget, yo, we on the road to yo, we are 30 subscribers away from 15K. Yo, we should better hit 15K on this live, man. We ain't getting off this live till we hit 15K. Fuck it. That's how we rocking.
Themselves for the record, starting with the state. Okay, and then
Look, you see how they got them seated? You see how he over here? They got him over there, and the girl was sitting over here. More than likely, they got them on to keep separate. And it's crazy because normally they do that. Well, they did that to us because the case was weak. They could just be trying to do that to them to inconvenience them, because I think they got a rock solid case. I think these two right here are public defenders.
Good morning, Maria Junker on behalf of the Sanders. She is present and to my right.
okay, very good. Isaiah Chance.
When Your Honor, Justice Treatise on behalf of Mr. Chancellor is present.
And I'm sorry, tell me your last name.
Treatise?
Treatise.
Treatise, yes, Your Honor. Sorry.
How do you spell it?
P-E-T-R-E-D-I-S.
Okay, thank you. All right.
How they is allow him to be a public? Oh, all right.
And Mr. Chance is where? Okay, good morning. And then Sean Gathright.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Michelle Rayner on behalf of Mr. Gathright. He's present, and then Bob Sharma.
Okay, and are you Mr. Gathright? Okay, good morning. All right, so we're here for arraignment, and have you all entered written notices already?
Oh, so look, y'all. That says a lot. This is an arraignment, which means they skipped their preliminary. which means, like I said, they think they got a case. Normally, so this court hearing right here is to see if they're gonna get indicted. Well, they already been indicted because they skipped their preliminary. So, yeah, that's where we at. So after this, they're going straight to trial. They ain't playing no games. They're going straight to court, straight to trial.
So I guess the question is, at this point, do you know if you're waiving speedy trial or not?
No.
And you can remain seated.
I would say no, even though they're going to go over it anyway.
Up and down.
Yes, Your Honor.
Hey, can y'all see? Got dark as shit. But we gotta go in the house, man. This lighting out here is not working with me. Shit ain't got fucking dark. Yeah, we gotta take it in. Gotta take it in. Yeah, we gotta take it in, y'all. I don't know what's up with that light out there. Shit ain't working for me. See, over this is around the time though in them court proceedings where shit ready start getting real. You know, cause a lot of times when you catch them type of charges, you don't really take it serious in the beginning. You don't take it serious. Thank you. In the case, you thinking that it's somehow, some way you gonna get out of it. I mean, so I put him in the cage for me. All right, in the cage for me. You thinking? Just have the cage closed. Close. Cage. You thinking somehow, some way you gonna weasel your way out, but you ain't getting out of it. Not once them people get you. Not once it's been all over the fucking news, and now they got a point to prove. That's part of the reason why some case ain't been thrown out yet. It's been too publicized. They gotta point their rep on the line now. Yeah, I know you couldn't see out there, man. It made that shit fucked up. Yeah, but here we go. So a speedy trial is saying that they want to have trial within 6 months. That's what a speedy trial is. Now, I recently seen a case get thrown out because of that. Normally, what I normally see is, as long as they give you a court date within that 6 months, if that shit get postponed, they fulfill their obligations. But I did see a case recently that got thrown out. I was surprised. I was like, wow. I don't never remember waiving my speedy trial rights. And it took us about down there a year to get in court.
On behalf of the Sanders, I'll stand just because the podium's in my way.
Young and Ace ain't got nothing to do with this. Stop letting them bloggers lie to you for views, man. Young and Ace ain't got nothing to do with this. At all. Like, yo, but people gotta understand, when it comes down to ATK, Young and Ace is ATK, right? But Young and Ace is ATK his homeboys. You feel me? He don't hang with them niggas in Jacksonville like that. Yeah, they his homeboys, they his mans, but if they was that close, he'd have took them all with him. Young and Ace got 7 homeboys. If none of them 7 homeboys had nothing to do with this, Young and Ace is straight. I promise you.
That have not made a decision. We would like to review discovery.
Now, that don't mean he can't get caught up in something else. But this right here, you know, unless they try to make it federally and just try to tie this into a rack of other things, like they did O-Block. But anything outside of that, he's straight.
Prior to making that decision.
Okay, and Mr. Petraeus?
Yes, Your Honor, we will wait speedy trial on behalf of Mr. Chance.
Okay, and then there is a.
What'd he do?
Codefendant that is. Okay, and Mr. Petraeus?
Yes, Your Honor, we will wait speedy trial on behalf of Mr. Chance.
Okay, and then there is a.
He waived this speedy trial.
That is
So they both.
incarcerated up in
Hold on, y'all. We gotta go back, y'all. I was talking too much.
Do you know if you're waiving speedy trial or not? And you can remain seated. You're fine. You don't have to get hopping up and down.
Yes, Your Honor. Once again, for the record, Attorney Michelle Rayner, on behalf of Mr. Gaffrey, at this point will be waiving speedy trial on behalf of my client.
Okay.
Oh yeah, so they waived their speedy trial, which means they don't have to be in court within 6 months. They waive. I don't understand why people do that. Fuck that! I want to make that shit go as fast as possible, but they probably ain't got lawyers, so it is what it is.
Okay, podium's in my way. We have not made a decision. We would like to review discovery and discuss that with Ms. Andrews prior to making that decision.
Okay, and Mr. Petraeus?
She must be ready to talk.
Okay, and then there is a fourth co-defendant that is currently incarcerated up in Duval County, is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And what's the status with that defendant?
The defendant, Mr. Murphy, had pending charges in Duval County. Those charges have since resolved and should be transported to Hillsborough shortly.
Hit that like button, yo. Share live. We're gonna roll to 15K. We ain't getting off live till we hit 15K.
Okay, and so has he been arrested on the outstanding?
It's a marathon.
Outstanding warrant for Hillsborough?
Be 30 away.
The most recent outstanding habeas when the indictment was filed was executed.
Okay, so Speedy's running for him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, so have you all, so you don't know yet exactly when he's being transported back?
We do not, Your Honor.
Okay, do you know his export date is in Duval County?
As of Friday, the pending charges he had in Duval County had been no filed, so we anticipate that it will be shortly within the next few weeks.
Okay. So, when does Speedy run for those?
Use your strength and crush them!
Not yet waived.
For Miss Andrews, February 7th, Your Honor.
That'd be a 6-month period.
For Rashad Murphy, it would be, it should be in February as well. We would have to check the dates.
I'm sure they trying all of them at the same time.
We're also looking ahead.
I wonder how that's gonna work, bands, or they being tried at the same time. They must go have to find. If she don't waive hers, but they waive theirs, I don't know how that works.
So, Ms. Dunbar.
Hey, Charlene, how would that work, Charlene? Charlene, you probably know. If Isaiah Chance and Gayfright waived their speedy trial, right? Malika Andrews didn't yet. But if they tried them all the same, how would that work? You know, if they all got tried on the same day and tried all at the same time. Tried at the same time, how would that work?
I'll give you a couple weeks to get whatever discovery you can get, and then I need to know whether or not you're waiving Speedy.
I understand.
Okay. So, I'm going to set a status for the 3 co-defendants that are here.
That's a status hearing. Just to see where everybody at. That's what a status hearing is, just to get the defense and the prosecution team together and see where they at with the case, to see if they can proceed to trial. That's what it's called, a status conference.
Are you available September?
You actually can have
10th?
multiple
All available?
status conferences, for real.
Your Honor, what time?
Or status
Whatever
hearing,
time
same thing.
works. You tell me.
The only issue is that I can probably do like a 9 a.m. because I'm going to be coming from Pinellas County.
Sure.
That works for me.
I have a 9 o'clock Zoom hearing, unfortunately. Yeah.
How long, what type of hearing is it?
It's just a status check and an injunction paid from Judge Baroni, so I don't anticipate long, but it should start right at 9. I think we're the only.
Can we do 9:30 here? 9:30 here? Okay, so we're gonna set, the co-defendants that are present here today for status at 9:30, and we will set the arraignment for Mr. Murphy, on September the 5th at 9:30. And assume he's gonna be here. And if
So he didn't get his arraignment yet.
Follow up on that, make sure he's being transported. If you need a writ or anything from me, you let me know, but he needs to be here by that date.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay? All right. Anything further from anybody? Yes.
Yes, Your Honor, I just wanted to let the court, make the court aware, and also the state as well. As the court may know, I am an elected state representative, and so I know that there's going to be chunks in time where I'm constitutionally unavailable.
Sure.
So I'm going to, we don't have some of those dates. We have the session dates, of course, but committee weeks, we don't really have those nailed down. As soon as I get those, I will send a notice of unavailability pursuant to the statute, but I just wanted to kind of make the court aware of that, so and also parties, so that we know.
Sure, and I appreciate that. And really, the main driver of this is going to be whether or not the two outstanding co-defendants have not yet waived speedy, whether or not they're going to waive speedy. So that will be the driving force. But we'll know how things are looking by the time I see you guys back here on September the 5th. And hopefully, Ms. Rayner, your schedule is fleshed out.
So they back in court this week coming up. Friday.
Trial, should we have to set it before speedy runs. All right, very good. Anybody else need anything? Okay, very good. See you all
That's
then.
a girl
Thank
right
you.
there.
Court's adjourned.
Now, over yet. Still got 3 minutes. Hit that like button, share the live, subscribe to the channel. We're gonna roll to 15K. We 30 away. Yo, she fucked up, yo. She put herself in a fucked up situation. I know she is sitting back thinking, like, what the fuck was I thinking? Yo, why do girls do that, yo? I mean, I know why. Yo, but what I need the young girls to understand is any nigga that'll put you in a situation like that can't fuck with you. Can't fuck with you. I've been my girl for years, yo. I ain't never put her in no situation the way so she can go to jail. You feel me? I wouldn't even do no, like, yo, you know, we was told when we was young that that's what you're supposed to do. You know, girl supposed to, you know, hold the strap for you and all that dumbass shit. Yo, but, yo, niggas, that's clown shit for one. For two, any nigga that put a female in that type of position is putting himself in a compromising position. Because even if you run in the street show, you're supposed to keep them at a distance. They never should know everything you got going on. But a lot of times, niggas they get money, so they want to show off to their girl. And, yo, they're supposed to. So even if the day was to ever come where they come questioning her, she legitimately don't know anything. Legitimately. She ain't lying. She don't know nothing. Because that's how far she supposed to be away from that shit, yo, when it come down to information-wise. Now, this girl is sitting on trial, fighting for her life. She facing the same charges, the same amount of time as them, and she ain't did nothing but be eyes and ears. Fucked up, shorty. Now her life on the line, sitting there looking silly as a bitch. This is not a jail chick. It's straight up. It's some girls in that. It's some, man. When I was locked up, I did a detail at the women's cut in Jessup. It's some serious girls over there, man. Straight up. And they over that bitch bitten too. You want to support the platform, yo, Cash App at the bottom of the screen, yo. Baltimore swag. Thanks, Charlene. Niggas' lives is over. That shit, yeah, y'all. He's gotta get better with decision making. Look, he thinking like, damn, what the fuck am I doing in here? That's what's going through his mind right now. What the fuck am I doing in here? Why did I make that decision? Why did I participate in this shit? He might not be thinking it yet, because it's still early. But over time, that's what's gonna be. That's what they all gonna be thinking about. But now you gotta stand on it. Don't pull no Terrence Williams and be shrewd and start setting up correctional officers and setting up inmates and setting up old friends. Don't do no shit like that. Stand on it. That's all I be asking. You want to participate in gangster shit? Stand on it. Yeah, the woman's cut. Out Jessup. It's bad. And the fucked up thing about her, I don't know if are they where they at? Wherever county they in Tampa, do they house the women and the men in the same jail, or is she going to a whole nother jail? Because if she going to a whole nother jail, man, them detectives is gonna work magic on her. I promise you, they're gonna work magic on her anyway. But if she going to a whole nother jail opposite of them, to where so they can't communicate with her through like kites and shit like that, oh my God. But for real though, y'all, I don't think they need to do that. I think their case is solid. I don't think they need to do no more investigating unless they're trying to climb further up the ladder. I know out Towson they did. Baltimore City don't even have a jail no more. I don't know what they do with the women. They shut Baltimore City jail down. They be sending Baltimore inmates all over the fucking system. They be sending them to DOC. They be sending them the BCCC. They be sending them everywhere. They only got one side open. Shut the other half down. Look at Shorty. Stiff as a motherfucker. So what's the comment? So they actually got remember it was people online talking about, yo, what happened with the other guy? He ain't got no charges. That because he wasn't ever formally charged. Now this is his court date right here.
10. At that time, we will dispose of the motion if any part or
Let me go back.
Florida anything. And anything you say, maybe you okay.
This one of the Murphys.
This is the first appearance document, 13 Judicial Circuit.
She probably do, Charlene.
Let me take appearances for the state in the courtroom.
Melissa Massari.
For the public defender in the courtroom. Alice Gavin.
Everybody got public defenders.
Falkenberg, please.
Sarah White.
And at Orient.
Jensen Keeler.
The interpreter for the record, please.
David Cantillo, certified court interpreter.
Mr. Cortillo, have you been sworn today?
Yes, I have.
All right, so we'll do the colloquy in English and Spanish. We'll take a couple of cases and I'll call you right back up,
Yes.
okay? All right, this is the first appearance docket for the 13th Judicial Circuit in Hillsborough County. Florida law requires you're brought before a judge within 24 hours of being arrested to have your bond set on any charges against you to establish any other conditions of your release. When I call your name, please stand. I'll read the charges against you and set bond in any conditions. As the defendant, that is the person charged with the crime, I'm required to advise you of three things. First, you're not required to say anything, and anything you say may be used against you in a criminal proceeding, including one for perjury. Second, you have a right to counsel. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you if they have not been already.
You think so?
Third, you have a right to communicate with your attorney.
If they haven't
friends,
accepted it,
if
they ain't got
necessary,
they're gonna have
be
to
provided
eventually.
reasonable means to do so. To the family, friends,
It take a
witnesses,
while.
and alleged
It
victims,
take a
thanks for
while.
taking the time to be here
Yo, it take a while to be at peace with the fact that I might be in this bitch the rest of my life. You feel me? That's why I say right now it's probably still new to him, you know. But after probably month 5, 6, 7, after you start being in there for a while, it starts sinking in. Like, damn, this shit really might be over. I might not never see the streets again. But sometimes, you know, at this point, they ain't what they been in there about a month. Yeah, it ain't really hit them yet. 2 months at the most.
For your participation. If you'd like to speak, I'll give you that chance, but anything you say
Yeah, some of them girls ruthless
against you in a criminal proceeding for perjury. If you choose to speak, you're required to answer questions from me, the state attorney, the public defender, and any other attorney representing the parties. Mr. Cardio.
Esta es la lista de causas de primera comparecencia del 13º Circuito Judicial en el condado de Hillsborough. Julio. Segundo, todo lo que diga va a ser.
Food prices are just too high. Kamala Harris's plan will bring costs down. Donald Trump, he'd impose effectively a national sales tax, a Trump tax that'll cost a typical family $3,900 a year. We need a president who fights for us.
Yo, she talking about they need to censor social media. You don't think that shit's censored enough?
108, Rashad Murphy.
All right, here go Rashad Murphy right here.
President FRJ.
Good afternoon. For the defense, please.
Donna Perry on behalf of the public.
Yeah, because they saying Rashad Murphy, the Murphy brothers or cousins, the ones that put the whole play together.
Mr. Murphy, you are charged with 1 count of premeditated murder in the first degree with the discharge of a firearm, 1 count of murder in the first degree premeditated, and 3 counts of attempted murder in the first degree. Ms. Masseri.
Yes, Your Honor. First, I would like to note that according to the indictment.
So this let me show y'all. So red jumpers is normally, I know how it was, normally high crimes. I don't know what orange mean. Orange probably medium security. You know, the jumpers normally go by security level. Red probably high security. That's what I'm thinking.
Murder in the first degree under a conspiracy theory.
Okay.
Shit, Charlene, I bet. And that's a federal joint.
And now, as to each count, the state has filed a motion for pretrial detention. I asked for that motion to be set on Tuesday. Yes, on Tuesday morning.
Ms. Perry.
That's fine.
All right. Mr. Murphy, the state has filed a motion for pretrial detention against you on all 5 of the charges in the indictment. That motion is going to be heard on Tuesday, September the 3rd.
So you go to court 2 days before.
In front of Judge Michelle Cisco. That will be Trial Division 1 in Courtroom 10. At that time, we will dispose of the motion. If any part or all the motion is denied, we'll set bail and conditions of release on the charges against you. Is there anything on scheduling or anything else that you need to let me know about?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Page 93, Rasul Hakim.
President FRJ.
Mr. Hakim, you are charged with, I'm sorry, for the defense, please.
Your Honor, Jennifer Stroh on behalf of Mr. Hakim.
I think that might be all. So he ain't have no
Second degree with a firearm causing great bodily harm.
Is speedy run for those.
That's all he got for him.
Yes, Your Honor. Once again, for the record, Attorney Michelle Ringer.
Why the fuck they switch over to this? Yeah, that's all these switched over. So yeah, we already watched that. And he probably got the hurt face. Shorty don't know what to do. But I have a problem with Law and Crime Network, man. Yo, the problem I got with Law and Crime Network. Yo, Law and Crime Network is the network that's pushing this fucking Woody shit. Look at this. Look at this shit, y'all. All of this is Woody. They're the ones that's trying to make Woody acceptable. I seen a video that popped up yesterday. 3 minutes ago. Top 5 moments in Lil Woody's testimony this week. Look at this. Top shocking moments in Lil Woody's cross-examination so far. Like, yo, what the fuck is this, yo? Like, yo, they need to stay the fuck out of this shit, man. Yo, continue covering them cases they been fucking covering. Yo, hold up, yo. Let's see if they cover anybody else like that. Yeah, I don't see nobody else that got top 5 shocking moments. Why his moments gotta be shocking? Ain't no other shocking moments in court for nobody else? Yeah, really. The fuck is you talking about? Yeah, really. They pushing the motherfucking, they pushing a man that ain't got no integrity on fucking hundreds of millions of people. I don't know how everybody else operate, yo, but we had integrity in our community. We had fucking integrity. These motherfuckers like him wasn't elevated. You didn't motherfucking promote these type of people. People that got no morals. People that get locked up and tell on other people because they don't want to do time. No, hell no, that shit wasn't promoted. And it shouldn't be promoted because he's a shitball. You can't believe nothing that come out of his mouth. He's a habitual liar. We don't promote habitual liars in the black community. Yeah, so yeah, Ghost Reaper, really. And from what I see, I don't see none of that shit from nobody else. Just him. Just him. They promoting this motherfucker like he's somebody that should be promoted. This man's a fucking slime ball. Slime ball.
A weaker than expected jobs report.
A sign that a recession is imminent. Bidenomics is working.
That's just not true.
You say you lie for your homies.
Hello, this is a prepaid.
This man not lying for his homies. Yo, this man is not lying for his homies, man. No, he ain't no good guy. He's a piece of shit. Yo, any fucking person, yo, that this man admitted that every time he get locked up, he's gonna blame somebody else. He can't even take accountability. Something as small as that. He can't even take accountability. But Long Crime is promoting this man and doing videos on this man and entitling him in a way that's like it's acceptable. Like with the shit that he doing is cool. All right. Like, yo, this shit that he doing ain't cool, man. Ain't nothing cool about this shit. You got people thinking he's trying to save Thug, and man, he ain't trying to save no motherfucking body.
Collect call from
How is this top shocking moments? This just look like him on the stand. Look, then they clickbait. Top 5 moments.
What's up? Yeah. Lil Jeff.
They clickbaiting.
Stamp 20898.
Yo, I had no clue that was Scar Akbar. Hey, I had no clue that was Shorty said Shorty lost a lot of weight. All right, they finally switched to something else. It's a difference right here.
That you were in his company and he was in your company a short period of time. Is that fair to say? Right. And when you met,
yeah, I know, Josh, because the problem is people don't know. See, people don't know the character of a snitch. A lot of people just looking at it like, I ain't in the streets. Why should I care? But it's the character of a person that was once in the streets, and they turned snitch. Like, those are not honorable people. They're not people that you would want to befriend. And we over this bitch making them rich. Because, we talked about that shit a million times. I just think Law and Crime need to stick to the shit that they was covering. Like, we don't need them covering this trial. We don't need them covering. They're the only ones covering it this way. If I go to Atlanta Alive, let's see how they covering it. They're the only ones covering the trial this way. And like and putting him on a pedestal that he don't belong on. Let's see how they covering it. Atlanta alive. Look, they're not Atlanta alive, not doing uploads on this motherfucker. Like Long Crime Network is uploads on them. Like a blogger and shit. They're not doing uploads on y'all. They doing lives. That's it. They doing lives. Look. Live stream. They're not doing uploads, man. Long Crime Network did wrong for that. It did wrong for that, man. Keep uploading this motherfucking goofy ass nigga. Making him seem like he's something that he ain't. Like, we don't want information from these guys. Look, top 5 Lil Woody moments. They the only ones doing this dumbass shit. Ain't no top 5. What the fuck you mean top 5? Like, how can a man that snitched on his friends have a top 5 anything? Top 5? I mean, that's like Jordan, Kobe, LeBron. Like, yo, this nigga don't need no fucking... Y'all get what I'm saying? Like, yo, how... top moments. Ain't nothing he doing is top. It's all bottom. It's all bullshit. It's all fucking dumpster diving. Like, yo, it's nothing top 5 about anything that Woody is doing on this thing. For real, y'all. It's like, what do you mean top 5? This man started a whole investigation of lies. Now coming to court and trying to act like he ain't told these lies or make excuses for lies that he told. Meanwhile, you got 27 motherfucking black men that been probably locked up for no fucking reason. Some of these guys, y'all, wasn't even home. Some of these guys that's in this RICO trial that took plea deals and still on trial right now, some of these guys was locked up, came home, and then got put in this shit for shit that happened years ago. All because of fucking Woody. Oh, DK did this. This person beefing with this person. They all lies, man. Like, what you mean top 5? Long Crime Network? Fucking top 5. Like, yo, they need, yo, they need this. They need to cover the shit that they've been covering. And this is the shit that they've been covering. But what happened is, YNW Melly trial happened. And I think they got to deal with YouTube. So YouTube sent everybody their way. Look at this shit. Nobody else has a top 5 moments. The shocking moments in Lil Woody's cross-examination so far. Nobody else has this, y'all. We can go down there, motherfucking. We can go down their timeline. They're not covering. Why they not covering their cases like this? Why are they doing that to him? They ain't doing it to nobody else. No fucking top 5. Look at this. They ain't even do it to him. Look at this guy. Face tatted Wilson gets sentenced to death. Why he? I'm sure he has some top 5 moments. You can't tell me they couldn't find the top 5 moments with this motherfucker. Look, judge interrupts sentencing.
AFP equips me.
Wade Wilson interrupts judge during sentencing.
Real difference.
That ain't deserve to be in the top 5?
Wix gives you the power of AI to build the website you need.
I be trying to see get y'all to pay attention to what's going on.
It is.
Does your client wish to address anything in this hearing?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right.
Mr.
Yeah, I can tell. I want to see a top 5 on him. Straight up. Give me a top 5 of Wade Wilson, Long Crime. You doing top 5s on Woody?
Mr. Wilson nodded his head no. Judge, this is a letter from the adoptive parents of Mr. Wilson. It's been 5 years since the worst of this began. You can't possibly understand how sorry we are for the families affected by this tragedy. We cannot change the past, but we wish we could. On that fateful day 5 years ago, not only were the lives and the dreams of 2 women lost, with their families left behind in shock and grief, but another family was left shocked and grieved over a different kind of loss.
He killed his own son,
y'all. The victims and their families and to feel profound sympathy for all they suffered and lost. One group that isn't often recognized as those also suffering is the family of the accused.
Dang.
Our journey of loss didn't happen all in a day as theirs did, but it was heartbreaking nonetheless. Wade was a joyful child, loved his parents and sisters, and was loved immensely in return. But over the teen years, and then especially in the early years of adulthood, Wade began to slip away from us.
And
look at this motherfucker.
And made you address the
yo, look at this motherfucker, y'all. Where's his top 5 moments from court? Like I'm dead, sir. I want to see his top 5 moments.
Or if you don't want to. So it is a decision that's solely left up to you if you want to address the court or not.
Not today. Later, when I come back, I will. Today,
okay.
No, I won't.
Okay.
Great day.
I ain't even addressed the fucking court. Let's see who else deserve a top 5. All these fucking weirdo ass they got on here. Look. Here you go, look. Look at how they titling his shit compared to everybody else's. Top 5 dramatic moments of Lil Woody's testimony since returning. Like they make this he's a fucking celebrity. What you mean he's returning? The fuck out of here, man. Nobody else cases are getting covered like this, y'all. Nobody else's. Top 5 dramatic. Oh, we already seen that. Hostile witness. Lil Woody back on the stand. That's all I'm saying, yo. Like, yo, why are they covering his shit like that? And look, his shit getting all the views. 425K. Law and Crime is the one promoting this fucking fuck boy. Yeah, yo, he ain't, yo, you not supposed to, yo, nobody, yo, he don't deserve to be famous. Like, yo, why are we making people famous that he don't even got no morals? The man, and then you got people making excuses for him. I'm sure he knows he made a mistake. Like, yo, this is the same man that said if he was to leave out of the courtroom right now and they ask him something about Young Thug, he's going to give him something about Young Thug. Look at this shit. All these videos on this motherfucker. God damn. They didn't turn the fucking page into a little Woody. Like, yo, they got more videos on his ass than anybody else on their fucking page. Anybody else. The fuck out of here, Law and Crime. Somebody need to get on their ass for this bullshit. Man, I blame Fanny. She shouldn't even brought this case. She shouldn't even brought this case, y'all. This case is bullshit. Keefy D, bail got denied. Y'all can thank Whack 100 for that. For going on Vlad. Y'all know that's why his bail got denied, cause Whack 100 went on Vlad talking about he gonna try to get him a movie deal or some shit like that. But Keefy D is slime ball. 2, another one. Another fucking slime ball. Try to set the man up 15 years later because he got caught up and wanted to work with the fucking police. He said Wack saved his life. Wack saved who life? Keefy D? Wack ain't saved no Keefy D life. Wack was trying to manipulate that man. Wack was trying to get that man to sell his life rights for a fucking bail. Wack ain't saved nobody. Oh, all right, okay. Yo, you saying save his life that way. Oh, I got you. I don't think nobody needed to do nothing to Keefy D. Keefy D done enough damage to himself. Them boys in California been Keefy D did that. But it was so dumb Like, yo, why would you move to Las Vegas, Keefy D? You moved to Las Vegas where the fucking crime happened at. Like, that shit was fucking stupid. I don't know what the fuck Keefy D was thinking. Keefy D started chasing clout. Look at this though, y'all. Let me show y'all something. So Spinner Benz, since we're talking about Julio Foolio, Spinner Benz did an interview. And the girl asked him about his Julio Foolio death. I think it's called Foolio Dead. I want y'all to listen to his reaction. I want y'all to look at his reaction. And I still can't comment on Instagram either, y'all. Cause motherfucker, somebody reported my comments on some fuckboy shit, and I didn't even say nothing wrong. Did y'all see this? Look at this shit.
Y'all niggas stop playing. Y'all know how I'm coming. Yeah, nigga, how about that? And I keep that bankroll in my pocket, all that. Man, nigga, you phone y'all little nigga, man.
The fucking goofball. He walk around with, yo, like, yo, this shit gotta stop, yo.
Keep that low. Huh?
I bet he disappeared. I bet he disappeared when that trial over. I bet he disappeared when that trial over. Right when the trial going on, he's untouchable. Watch when that trial over. I bet he'll be all through Atlanta posting and shit.
Pull up and get it. Y'all niggas stop, man. Keep me out these interviews and whatever ass shit, nigga. Y'all.
Hey, man. Last but not least, this for Possum, man. This for my man's Possum right here, man. Hey, my boy, all that to my cute side shit. My boy, you ain't nowhere but NC5C. You ain't nowhere but in your surrounding area. My boy, you ain't nowhere where I'm at. Career street niggas and real niggas ain't respecting your boogie wig ass. You just got the internet boogie wig ass folks who ain't from Atlanta type shit around your way. And on top of that, my boy, you ride around with every dime that you own on you. If you can ride around with every dime that you own on you, that ain't no money, my brother. Go get you a bank account, my boy. Then evidently you ain't got no spot. You must stay with your mama or something still, my brother. Hey, Possum, go get you a spot, Possum. Go get you some real shit going, my boy. Hey, man, real niggas ain't respecting that boogie wig ass shit. Don't let them these small time street punks on the internet juice up and make you think you're a real nigga. So you can never be a real nigga no more. So once you ready, go check your post again, my boy. And check reality. Come on, man, we been getting money, man. Check my track record, man. That shit ain't nothing. Hey, man.
She'll told him to check his post again like he did in the interrogation room. But let's look at this though, y'all. Because I know I've been talking about clout chasing and how everybody play a role. Listen to his answer. Spinner Benz. Listen to his answer to what she asked him.
You are
funny
like as fuck, but you be trolling.
I call it being funny.
I know that's right. That was very demure of you
funny.
saying
Yeah,
it.
you know what I'm saying? I just be being funny. I just want to laugh.
So let's get into the smoke.
Righteous.
Foolio Dead, the song.
Yeah, the song. Yeah, no.
The song.
Yeah.
Tell me about making the song. What inspired you? Because that was your last song that you just dropped.
Yeah, I mean, it's all in the name.
Not you laughing back there.
What inspired? You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah.
What inspired?
So like, that's what it is. We made that, and it was trending, number 15.
No, what inspired? You not answering the question.
Yeah, nah. I mean, the name of the song says what it said. You know what I'm saying? It's all there. What's the name of the song? Yeah, sure, yeah. That's what inspired it.
That's what inspired it.
Righteous. Great song, by the way. Great song.
It's an amazing song.
Thank you.
Very beautiful.
Yeah. It got
Very
2 million views, so like, yeah.
For it to
It got 2 million views. That's what keep these young boys dissing, man. That's what I say, yo. In order, only way, yo, to get rid of this drill shit is motherfuckers gotta tune it out. Now, since his Foolio diss got 2 million views, just like Young and Aces did, but they gonna keep doing. You feel me? Like, yo, it's common sense. That's why it's like, yo, you can't just blame the rapper. When it come down to drill, you gotta blame all phases. The rapper first, the fan second, the blogger third, the interviewer fourth. It go in that order. But everybody gotta hold some level of blame, yo, because if he put that song out and people didn't watch it, it would go nowhere. If he put that song out and blogs didn't share it, it would go nowhere. You understand what I'm saying? And so on and so forth. So everybody got a right supply and demand, exactly. But if it wasn't no demand for it, then he'd just be sitting there with a stock of supply. So if people really want to, you know, if people really care about the effects that drill music is having on the culture and the effect that drill music is having on the fucking people, motherfuckers need to turn it out. Stop listening to that shit, man. That's the only way it's gonna go away. Or not, you're gonna keep having these young boys chasing 2 million views, you know, because it's a shortcut. Drill music is a shortcut. If you wanna get hot fast, get on fast, rap about somebody that got killed.
3 weeks ago, it did amazing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it's
You know what I mean? Rap about somebody that got killed, man. All you gotta do. Yeah, let's see what we try to get the 15K on this live, y'all. See where we at. Yo, we still, what is that? 33. We still 33 subscribers off, y'all. 33 subscribers. Oh, yeah. Traplore Ross. I seen DJ Academics did a review of Traplore Ross documentary. Well, I don't want to call it documentary because he's not a documentary or however the fuck you pronounce that shit. A documenter. But he did one on Bloodhound Lil Jeff. Let's see what he had to say. Fucking Traplore Ross. Fucking goofball. $1.5 million views. How long is this shit? 3 hours. Jesus Christ. We ain't watching no fucking 3 hours. Let's just see how he constructed it. This is the guy DJ Academics is giving a pass to. You keep giving him a pass, acting like he ain't just as detrimental as the Adam 22 and the rest of them.
In the past few months, there's been a new star rising, whose appeal was based on the very same idea that made King Von so irresistible to many fans of the genre, a combination of personal charisma and a reputation that they really lived the life they rapped about. And what they
Yo, he started offline. Yo, Bloodhound Lil Jeff wasn't a gangster, y'all. Bloodhound was a young nigga that was trying too hard. That's what he was. What's up, Terrell? What you say? Yeah, we try. You said I must be going on live to the middle of September. Hey, yo, you funny as shit. Fuck no. But look, you know, King Von wasn't innocent. We ain't gonna do that. But King Von was what he rapped about. Bloodhound Lord Jeff was a nigga trying to get on, try and be down. He was a nigga chasing clout. That's what got Bloodhound Lord. Bloodhound Lord Jeff was a nigga that became a drill rapper and tried to live his raps. King Von was a street nigga that turned drill rapper. It's two different type of people. Like you can't really put them on the same, whatever. You feel me? King Von was really about that shit. Bloodhound Lord Jeff was bluffing. He was bluffing. That's why he didn't know better. Like, any nigga would have known. You don't. For one, all right, let's talk about how Bloodhound Lord Jeff got killed. Bloodhound Lord Jeff got killed on the drill gone bad, right? For one, if you really outside and you really into it with motherfuckers, yo, you supposed to know the motherfucking, you supposed to know the goddamn landscape. You feel me? You supposed to know the landscape before you do anything like that. If you don't just ride up on niggas and say, yo, fuck, we ready to hop out, aim out, and get in the car and leave. That shit don't work. That shit don't normally go that way because you got to be prepared for the defense. Yeah, when you got the drop, your chances are in your favor, but you still got to be prepared for the defense. And what I mean by that is, more than likely, dude that ran around that corner, that Bloodhound Lil Jeff was chasing knew there was people around that corner. But if Bloodhound Lil Jeff would have did his homework, he'd have known that, yo, once he go around that corner, let him go. Soon as Shorty got around that corner, all you see is Bloodhound Lil Jeff body falling. Because they ain't know nobody. He was bluffing. He was trying to live out his music when he should have just rapped, if that's what he was going to do. Like Bloodhound Lil Jeff could have played basketball. Could have played basketball. My bad, y'all. Thanks, y'all. Chicago is nowhere near the close. Say, what the fuck? What's the last thing y'all heard me say? I just did a whole lot of talk. I just hit it.
It dawned on me that having allegedly killed 7 people, beating the bodies, and then going...
Yo, look at this, y'all. And they saying King Von killed all these people. Like, how can you just put that on a person? And he ain't got found guilty of none of this shit. He ain't got found guilty of none of this shit, man. Look at this shit, y'all. Jesus Christ, yo. These motherfuckers is crazy. Crazy. That's crazy work, y'all, to do that.
On to brag about it to the whole world while actively planning more hits, he actually met the FBI's definition of a serial killer. And unfortunately, in recent months, another rapper has emerged.
So did y'all hear me when I was explaining the difference between Bloodhound Lil Jeff and King Von? And I was saying you can't put them niggas on the same level because only thing you can say is that Bloodhound Lil Jeff tried to mimic King Von. But King Von was somebody that really lived it. Bloodhound Lil Jeff was a nigga posing. Bloodhound Lil Jeff was a rapper posing as a gangster. That's why he died the way he died. He should have known because he should have did his research. He should have did his, he should have did his scouting report. He should have known that once Shorty hit that corner, let him go. Let him go. He gone. That's where they all be at. I guarantee that was a situation where they all be back there. Because as soon as he hit that corner, he got killed. As soon as he hit that corner, you see his body falling. And if he was really like that, like he tried to portray, yo, Bloodhound Lil Jeff, let me tell y'all something. Bloodhound Lil Jeff, YBC Dude, is like the same kind of people. I don't want to put Julio Foolio in there because I think Julio Foolio, we might can put Julio Foolio in there, but I think he was doing shit a little longer. But YBC Dude, Bloodhound Lil Jeff, the same kind of people. Matter of fact, though, Julio Foolio in there too. None of these niggas got no history of charges and nothing. Now I know Julio Foolio, he got shot when he was 14 and stuff like that. I don't know what that was about. But Dude and Lil Jeff were 2 rappers that fell victim to the popularity. They fell victim to the people that were supporting them. They fell victim to the image. So they got the image, then they tried to live the image. And that's what ultimately killed them. Trying to live up to an image that you really wasn't that. We just watched the video of YBC Dude trying to shoot a Draco, and he was scared to shoot it. His fucking hand was shaking. He was scared to shoot it. But if you listen to his music, you would have thought he been shooting Draco since 10. You feel me? Lil Jeff was another one. Lil Jeff admitted that he just jumped into the streets at 18 years old. He died at 20, 21. Like, yo, how can you kill 10 people in 3 years? I mean, how you ain't killing 10 people in 3 years, man? It's not happening. Not on no street shit. Not unless you a fucking Jeffrey Dahmer type of, you know what I mean? But that's not what Shorty was. Shorty was a nigga. Shorty was a nigga that the internet created a narrative for, and he just ran with it. That's what he was. He just ran with it. And he tried to live it. And, you know, you see what happened.
Who not only claimed to have killed more people than King Von, but also rapped about it and quite literally modelled his persona on other famous serial killers. I'm of course talking about Bloodhound,
and that's what happened.
Bloodhound Lil Jeff, the self-styled Jeffrey Dahmer of Chicago drill. And to many, the next rapper who was on their way to becoming the next big thing in the drill scene with his wild claims that he had 10 to 11 bodies under his belt, rapping jaw-dropping bars comparing his life to video game Call of Duty and saying that he's really up 10 kills, to comparing himself to basketball legend Bill Russell and inferring that he committed as many murders as Russell has won championship rings.
Yo, get the fuck out of here, yo.
Before I tell you any more about the Lil Jeff story, I need to give you a very important content warning. This video is going to contain themes of violence, death, explicit language, and gang activity, but every effort has been made to censor this video in accordance with YouTube's advertiser and community guidelines. And this video will feature absolutely no swearing, no violence, no drug use, and no firearms. So anyone from YouTube reviewing this video, please do not demonetize it. And it's really important for me to explain to you the purpose of this video is to provide an educational documentary, providing an authoritative piece of news reporting on a
Yo, get the fuck out. Listen to this shit, yo. This is a bunch of bogus bullshit.
Historic event in a journalistic context. It just so happens that this historic event is an important moment in drill music history. And I'm really not making light of the
Papa Duck. Nah, bro. Nah, yo, this is yo. Yo, because the first year, the first year you jump off the porch, you're not just jumping off the porch killing, bro. You're not just jumping off the porch killing. That's not how that shit go. You feel me? It takes, you start off selling weed, then next thing you know you selling crack, next thing you know you selling dope. Like yo, it's stepping stones. Most people that jump, that's why he died the way he did. Most people that jump 0 for 100, they lose their life, yo, like this. I done seen that shit way too many times that I like to remember. Like, yo, niggas, what's up, Nay? Niggas don't just jump straight out the porch and in 3 years, I done killed 3 people my first year. Second year, I killed, nah, bro, that shit don't go like that, bro. That don't go like that, y'all. Maybe in the movies, but not in real life, yo. Not in real life. He'd have been got booked. Even with King Von. That shit happened over a course of 6, 7, 8 years. You feel me? You talking about a man in 3 years, somebody killed 10 people? Fuck out of here, bro. That's not reality, my nigga.
These situations I'm going to be talking about in this video. And I'm not going to be recycling this tragedy into content for money like some of these YouTube channels do. I genuinely care about the music scene, its history, and I've done extensive research to try and bring
and what they doing right now, bro? They doing life.
I am the #1 journalist in the entire UK.
Exactly.
When it comes
they
to
doing
rap
life.
music, drill music, and gang street culture.
King Von ain't no devil,
so I am
man.
truly a trust.
King Von ain't no devil, y'all. King Von was a nigga trying to survive in a war in Chicago, bro. These niggas not devils, man. Stop letting these YouTubers lie, cause these niggas ain't devils. These niggas is products of their environment. These niggas wasn't born that way, yo. Like, yo, devils are born. They're not created. Devils are born. Watch any movie where it was a devil child. What happened? It was born. These people, King Vons and people like King Von, they turned that way over time. Normally the streets turn them that way. Normally the environment turns them that way. And we're not talking about killing homeboys. Everybody there, legend that lost their life because of King Von. It was people that King Von either had problems with, or people that they had problems with. You know, situations like a friend of a friend. You understand? Something like that. When you talking about devils, you talking about niggas snaking homeboys. Know who a devil? Lil Woody. Lil Woody is a devil. To lie on his friends repeatedly like that If we can call anybody a devil, that's who I would think deserved that title. Man, Gangsta Williams a piece of shit. I don't give a fuck what Gangsta Williams did. I don't believe nothing Gangsta Williams said. You can't believe nothing Gangsta Williams say, bro. That nigga's a fucking habitual liar. Y'all know Gangsta Williams set up correctional officers to come home? Like, yo, do people really know the real story on him? Like, not the story that he told, the real story. Fly Guy, you've been over here for a while. I know you saying, I'm sure you seen the video. That man told on correctional officers. That man told on other inmates. That man told on old friends. I don't believe shit that come out of his mouth. He couldn't take his charge. Like, how can we believe people that can't take their charge? They can't even take their charge, man. They're not believable people.
Authority on the topic, and I really care. But that said, all of the opinions that you'll hear in this video are just mine.
Yeah, I got cooked,
okay,
yo.
everything in this video has been taken from publicly available sources, and I'm not saying that everything here definitely happened. But what I am saying is that things were said, theories exist, a lot of them being online. I might say that somebody said that somebody killed someone else on Reddit. I'm not saying they definitely did it, but I am saying that people said it. Now, I'm not responsible for things that other people say, but you can't deny that these things were said, and I will be providing for everything that I discuss in this video. Now, we've made every effort to ensure the accuracy of our sources, but I'm not responsible for the content that third parties publish. Now, any footage that's used in this video will be covered under the doctrine of fair use, which means I don't need anyone's permission to show you the images, clips, or comments that I'm going to show you in order to prove these things actually happened for journalistic reasons. This video aims to educate the public on true cultural events that are socially significant, and I'm not using any more than is strictly necessary to back up what I'm saying as facts, and this video isn't a substitute for any of the things that I'm going to show you in this video. It's a completely unique piece of research with a unique purpose. I'm not taking money out of anybody's pockets, I'm just trying to bring you the facts, and I'm allowed to do that. So any efforts that are made to censor my journalism using things like fake copyright claims or sending me threats and intimidation are completely unlawful and will be reported to the relevant authorities. And even though legally I should, under fair use, be able to play you things like clips from songs where people say relevant things or admit to crimes, or if I'm just analysing a song and giving my opinion on what the relevance of that song actually is in the wider drill scene or what somebody's saying on the song, of course, YouTube's copyright system means that if I did that, this video could be taken down, blocked, or demonetized, despite fair use law. So as well as any violence, swearing, or smoking, in this version of the video, I've also removed any clips of any songs, which I would be able to show you on other platforms. And I've also removed a lot of random details which don't break any of YouTube's rules, but I just felt they were too long or boring or just detailed to put in this version of the video that I thought was appropriate to put here for everybody to see. So if you do want to see a director's cut of all my biggest videos, where I go much more in depth with a lot of the details that you're just not going to find here, please visit patreon.com/TraploreRoss, where you can watch the director's cut for just $2. And also, you'd be supporting the channel. And I'll be quite honest, okay, a few of my recent videos haven't really done too well. They haven't been the most profitable, and the additional support that I get from YouTube really just allows me to continue making the content.
Yo, how you gonna say some of this shit not real? Man, I'm just saying, Fly Guy, you can't believe nothing that comes from out these niggas' mouth, man. They'll say anything. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't repeat anything the nigga said.
I've never shied away from service, whether at West Point or 2 tours in Iraq.
You gotta take what they say as a grain of salt.
Washington can do more to lower costs, protect our families, and secure our future.
Rob Mercury for Congress.
As a disabled business owner, my time is mostly spent writing emails and before. As a disabled business owner, my time is mostly spent writing emails and.
But interestingly, unlike Von, who was seemingly in the streets since a child, Jeff would wildly claim that he had only gotten involved in the streets about 3 years ago when he...
Told you. So how you gonna compare him to King Von? They ain't nothing like King Von.
Turned 18 and graduated from high school, committing all of these alleged murders in a very short time.
I don't think...
So around what...
Yo, I don't think none of them is like that, y'all. Like, let's go back. See, I wish I can go back.
But interestingly, unlike Von, who was seemingly in the streets since a child, Jeff would wildly claim that he had only gotten involved in the streets about 3 years ago when he turned 18 and graduated from high school, committing all...
Like, oh, you normally can see gangster young niggas. Like, I don't think none of... I think his whole crew bluffing. Like, yo, this shit not going to end good for them, yo. He clout chasing right now on the internet. We seen what happened to Scone. I don't know what he do, but I don't think this shit gonna end for that little crew. I don't. They chasing clout, yo. Chasing clout never ends right. Like I told you, yo, when you chasing clout, yo, eventually that shit gonna find you, and it might not find you the way you want it to find you. What documentary? On gangster? Hell no, I don't watch nothing. Yo, I don't watch nothing with them guys. With Woody, Butter. I don't watch none of that shit, bro. I can't. Because I know that they don't have integrity, yo, and I know you can't believe them. So it's like I'm not ready to sit back and watch a nigga who I can't believe. Like I can't fuck with that shit.
All of these alleged murders in a very short time span.
So around what age did you jump off the porch and start hanging out in the streets?
I'm gonna say when I came outside for real, I was like 18 type shit.
Okay.
I just turned like 18.
Jeff also became known for his equally wild antics that showed he was a complete loose cannon. For example, when he famously snorted crushed up pills during his DJU interview. Then there was the time he seemingly shot his gun towards someone during an Instagram live, as well as bragging about how he was robbing people for their designer watches.
Hey, Lil Jeff, you should take this picture. I was going out. Ooh,
See? What I tell you, yo, he trying to overdo it. When you jump, this when most people jump out in the streets late, they try to overcompensate. Y'all seen that video I did, and I hate to put my man, but I did a video with my homeboy he wasn't like a Lil Jeff, but he just one of the people that jumped out there late. And he was trying to overcompensate. Yo, when you overcompensate, yo, like you got something to prove, because niggas will look at you some type of way, yo. Let's be real. Like, yo, when you're in the neighborhood, and you got niggas that built this bitch since they was 13, and now they see you after high school. Now all of a sudden you a gangster. Yo, niggas gonna look at you a certain type of way. So they try to overcompensate. Now, like I said, he could have tried to overcompensate, and he probably did, some things in the streets. But 10 murders, I just find that far-fetched. I find that far-fetched. But he probably did do a lot of shit just trying to prove himself to himself. You understand what I'm saying? Niggas don't be trying to prove it though. They trying to prove it to their self because they know how everybody else look at them. Like niggas that really know him. Niggas that went to school with him be surprised. Like, damn, he was a good kid. The fuck happened to yo?
It's like it's what I was tattoo. They don't know if that's a tattoo or ring.
Yeah, y'all can't hit me eating these
To compare Lil Jeff to King Von to some people, and by no means was Jeff's star power or rapping abilities anywhere near that of Von's. But then again, Von also had support from the biggest artist to ever rise from the drill scene, Lil Durk, and he was several years older than Jeff when his rap career took off. Furthermore, Von had already been in the streets for close to a decade, forming the reputation that would eventually help him to become the boogeyman of Chicago drill that he ended up being, as well as being an undeniable legend in the rap game following his untimely death.
Y'all can't hit me eating these pretzels, can y'all?
Jeff, on the other hand, was still by all accounts very much still in the streets whilst he was trying to find his voice and talent on the mic. While Jeff's rapping style was controversial and divisive amongst fans of Chicago drill, there's no denying that Lil Jeff was evolving musically and becoming more and more comfortable in using his rather unique high-pitched voice. It kind of made him sound like the real-life Joker of Chirac. Unfortunately, we'll never know what might have come from his music career, because as most drill fans know by now, on the 8th of June 2024, Lil Jeff was gunned down in the south side of Chicago, only about a half a mile
y'all can't have me eating these pretzels, can y'all?
Parkway Gardens public housing complex, aka O-Block, that King Von was known to rep. And, as always seems to be guaranteed these days, Lil Jeff's demise and the shootout that led up to it was all captured on surveillance footage, even going viral within the drill community just after it happened. But it was not just the fact that Lil Jeff was killed that made his story blow up beyond the drill audience, but more so how he died. As when that surveillance video leaked soon after the news of his passing, the world saw a masked up Lil Jeff getting shot down as he was literally trying to chase another man into his house whilst wildly shooting in his direction, something that he'd even claimed to have done before in several songs. After Lil Jeff's death, the media attention around him would blow up, with even more mainstream rap media platforms like No Jumper who had previously not reported on him, including him in their content several times. Meanwhile, the twisted online detectives of the Chiracology subreddit were going into overdrive, and in the days following Jeff's death, dozens and dozens of new threads and comments from his fans and haters would fill the platform, with the most devoted Lil Jeff-ologists eventually even starting their very own subreddit to exclusively discuss and declare their devotion to their new king of drill. There were almost comical posts where Lil Jeff-ologists shared their grief, explaining how they were having sleepless nights and depression in the 24 hours following Jeff's death. These twisted posts would explain how the loss of their new favorite demonic rapper had been a personal blow, and how despite the alleged...
See what I mean by, yo, the fans prop them up? The fans prop these niggas up to get killed, man.
11 murders to his name, they felt a personal connection to this flawed individual and how his killer aura had resonated with so many. Soon would come updates, as fans posted saying that it had been 1 week since Jeff's death and the devastation hadn't gotten easier, with this user explaining that he wants to drill himself so he could be with Lord Jeff, and asking other users if they have tips on how to grieve. Another update landed on day 12, as the user explained that he'd been saying Jeff's name in the mirror to try and bring him back, and explaining how he can feel Jeff's presence around him, and that he's been seeing Jeff's reflection flashing wads of money at him in store windows. Now, all of this goes to show you the bizarre and twisted level of fandom that Chicago drill has really reached, with this adoration of Jeff even topping some of the most extreme King Von glazing that's been observed online. Chicago drill is truly the juncture where internet fandom meets music, meets real-life true crime, where the very people actually involved in that life are getting killed by the hundreds every year. And when it comes to this combination of music and true crime, the story of Lil Jeff is surely up there with some of the wildest to come out of the drill scene in recent years. But Lil Jeff's story is still one shrouded in mystery, because while Jeff was certainly no stranger to letting the world know about his reckless escapades in the dangerous streets of Chicago, he was also a fairly new face in the scene who seemingly appeared out of nowhere just a few years ago, which makes his claims to have double-digit bodies under his belt sound particularly outrageous, making many fans of Chicago drill to quickly reject these claims as obviously false. Moreover, Lil Jeff hails from an area that's previously received only limited coverage in media focused on the drill culture. So in this video, we're trying to give the most in-depth look into the life and the music career of Bloodhound Lil Jeff so far, and try and determine, with all of the information available publicly today, was Bloodhound Lil Jeff really a street demon with 11 murders to his name, or just a wannabe serial killer on social media who effed around and found out?
Definitely a wannabe.
Back in third quarter
I told you that in the first video I did on his ass.
Residents say they're fed up with violence like the weekend's mass shooting, and they're taking back the street. On Saturday, it was a different scene at 75th Street in Chatham, where one person was shot and killed, 9 others wounded.
Outside their school, homemade signs demanding peace, they gathered.
We gonna rock with it, roll with it.
We're only 17, 18 years old, and we losing our lives at a young age.
We do this shit, man, every day, man. Drill City, we out here, man.
On one of the most violent streets in the city, 79th Street, artist and activist Common lends his support and voice to lift up this Chatham neighborhood.
Yeah, see the bandanas, that mean we Bloodhound.
So can you tell us, like, who introduced you to the street life?
My brother.
Your older brother, right?
Looking at us, bro. Bloodhound. Thank you, Sam. Yeah.
There are many families who are suffering.
So you would say you've experienced some trauma growing up in these streets of Chicago. Because how old was you when Chief Keef came out?
I was 3rd grade.
Because they said Bloodhound Lil Jeff got 10 bodies.
I ain't gonna lie, my homie dad, it's on my face, she's right here.
See my...
Yeah.
How does this death affect your mentality, bro?
All I see is real.
See how he glamorizes this shit? Like, yo, you can't see it on glamorize it when you have this long ass intro glamorizing this shit. Like, this is how you glamorize it, yo.
Style that Von led, everybody consider him the top savage of the rap. Was that something you looked up to?
Yeah, that's him, I'm me.
Hey, y'all, listen to this real quick. Let me know what y'all know. This smoke with the whole rack. Whoever want it, we giving it out on my big drink. Summertime finna be a black.
We live in a time right now where, like, a lot of rappers actually live the life they say, what it is, like trapping or anything.
16-year-old Robert Boston and 17-year-old Monterio Williams were gunned down.
Chicago police investigating a fatal shooting yesterday evening. 19-year-old Julio Foolio was pronounced dead at Rush University Medical Center.
Go ask my ops, that might go Drake his ass ain't get out that car. You know that?
So when y'all like in the booth and all that, how do y'all stay away from like even incriminating lyrics?
It take a lot of time to put this video together.
Poof. So after that one, poof. I came back. Poof.
Bloodhound.
Jesus Christ.
YB, Bloodhound.
Lil Jeff, real name Jeffrey Lamar Harris, was born on the 14th of July 2002, getting named after his father, who shares the exact same name. Jeff's family has seemingly mostly lived around the same area, the east side of Chicago.
Bloodhound Lil Jeff story today. Can you start by telling us where you from?
Chicago, north, east side of Chicago.
However, this east side is not to be confused with the official east side, which is one of the 77 community areas of Chicago located in the far south side of the city. The unofficial east side, on the other hand, which is where Lil Jeff grew up, is mainly part of the Chicago folklore, and thus its exact borders are often heavily debated by locals, with many even arguing that everything in the south side, from State Street all the way to Lake Michigan, actually counts as the east side, which would even include hoods like the infamous O Block and their main rivals STL EBT and Jaro City. And on the other side of the Washington Park, also hoods like Tay Savage's Welch World. Yet these hoods are typically not discussed as being part of the east side, but rather simply being part of the south side, as in the case of O Block, STL, and Jaro, or more specifically in the case of Welch World, part of the so-called low end, another area that's a deep part of Chicago folklore, which roughly covers the area on the south side from the state to the lake north of Washington Park. In the drill culture specifically, the east side has become particularly known for hoods that exist roughly south of 67th Street, with this street and the two huge green spaces, the Jackson Park and Oakwood Cemetery, that border the street, creating a natural boundary in the north. However, there are also sets on the north side of the 67th Street that claim the east side, such as TYMB and Dro City, which both rep the 65th Street. While the line of where the east side ends when going westwards from Lake Michigan is much more ambiguous, with the State Street and the I-94 next to it, generally acting as a sort of last cutoff point, in the drill scene, this east side is known particularly for gangs like G Herbo and Lil Bibby's crew NLMB, which is made up of two clicked-up gang sets, No Limit and the Muskegon Boys, with these initials creating the NLMB moniker, which has also been used to stand for Never Leave My Brothers. However, NLMB's hood is located in the South Shore neighborhood, which is located very close to the shores of Lake Michigan.
Now where the fuck what the hell give us a Chicago tour?
A place with a long history for
Get where the young nigga from, man.
Whereas when it came to Lil Jeff, his family seemed to mostly stay in a much more central area around the Grand Crossing and Chatham community areas, which generally have been much lesser discussed in the drill scene before Lil Jeff's recent blow-up, although the area has seen its fair share of rappers since the early 2010s repping these specific hoods. Now, Lil Jeff's family has long ties to the streets in the area. His father, Jeffrey Harris Sr., allegedly belonged to a street set called 068 C Block, C standing for Champlain Avenue, with their main spot seemingly being on 68th Street and Champlain. To put this location in context, this street corner is only about 0.3 miles from the location where Lil Jeff would eventually lose his life. And while there's not much available about this particular set online, Jeff's father was born in the early 80s, and thus he and his set were likely at their most active around the turn of the millennium throughout the 2000s. What we do know with some certainty is that Jeff's family were closely connected with the very people that Jeff would later go to war with, including the person alleged by many to have been the one to gun him down, although there's no real evidence at the moment to prove who was the actual triggerman. But what can be said with more certainty is that close to the hood of Jeff's father, there will be another large hood that would end up playing a very large role in the street beefs that Jeff would get involved in. This hood was well known in Chicago even back in the 90s and 2000s when Jeff's dad was more active in the streets, and its history likely even goes much further back than that. Their hood was called the Lon City. For example, in the classic 1996 song by Chicago rapper D.A. Smart titled Walk With Me, he lists several Chicago hoods all around the area, with one of the bars referencing Lakeside, Paxtown, and Lon City, as Smart mentions how both Black Disciples and Gangster Disciples run the two latter hoods. But while Lakeside and Paxtown have more or less stayed intact until this day, at least in name, Lon City would eventually break apart, therefore it's not included in the modern gang maps. However, during the late 90s, in the trial against Larry Hoover, the infamous founder and leader of the Gangster Disciples, or GDs, one of the former members of Hoover's GDs, who turned informant, would give a very detailed description about the Lon City's territory at the time, this territory allegedly covering everything from 78th Street to 83rd Street.
If you've been getting scam texts like these, it was me. I said that probably means your data's been leaked, and I have all of it.
And all the way from State Street.
I ain't reach out to his father and do
his territory being absolutely enormous by modern Chicago gang standards. However, their main spots were seemingly on the 79th Street, such as 79th and Evans, which is just a stone's throw away from 79th Maryland that Jeff would later begin to claim. One of the highest ranking GDs of the 90s, called Shorty G, real name Gregory Shell, would even allegedly live in Lon City. Shorty G would also have a prodigy in Lon City called Lil Frank, real name Frank Smith, who would later rise to the top of the leadership of the original GDs before he was given a life sentence in 2023 for allegedly organizing a killing of another high-ranking GD member as part of a leadership dispute. Due to its large size, Lon City had likely always had smaller sets working within it, both GD and BD, although the area has seemingly been majority GD. However, coming into the 2010s, Lon City, like most Chicago hoods, had lost the majority of its original structure due to the collapse of the traditional gang hierarchies during the 2000s, which led to the large gangs like the BDs and GDs to break into small neighborhood sets without any central leadership between them. In Lon City, these separate sets were also becoming more independent, particularly 6 sets that were known as 8-Tray Mob, Evans Mob, Hit Squad, Mix Mob, Wiz City, and Drill City, the latter of which would eventually become Lil Jeff's set. According to Chiracologists, these individual sets would eventually break Lon City apart completely due to some of the BD sets backdooring the original GD leaders of Lon City. In the aftermath of this breakup, what's now known as Mix Mob would seemingly keep repping Lon City even after the breakup. Meanwhile, Drill City would seemingly get its name around the same time as the Chicago drill movement was starting. Chicago drill music being the ultra-violent evolution of gangster rap, with beats inspired by Atlanta trap and gritty lyrics all about real crimes that were actually happening in Chicago. With this set having some of the first pioneering drill artists, such as the rapper known as Fat Smack, who is in fact the actual cousin of the rapper Pac-Man, who hailed from the nearby Dro City hood and is generally considered to have been the original creator of the drill genre before Chief Keef made it famous.
The devil might be real or a magic mystery, but I'll make you disappear. Fool. History. I know you're sick of me, but Mac gets the antidote. So if you act fruity, I have to let you cantaloupe. Hey man, you know this Pac-Man, Mr. Joe City, that's my hat, man. Hey, I tell him, the coupe looking like a Sunday, a chocolate Maserati, butter vanilla guts, ballet pocket at the party. Yo, on my heels, she was jocking me in the lobby. See the more crocodile's pocket watching like she gon' rob me. I swipe for a room, penthouse, we at the W.
What's up, Reed?
Attach your name on the neck and on my stomach too.
Already in late 2010, Fat Smack would put out a mixtape titled A Day in Drill City, this being among the first drill projects ever to come out. Drill City is also known as BNC, or Bar None Crazy, which generally refers to them being an insane or renegade
I don't need a fucking
structure of a historical gang.
A fucking Chicago fucking history map. I can care less about that shit.
For many fans of Lil Jeff, his big brother J Boogie is best known for being the profile picture on Lil Jeff's Instagram account. However, J Boogie is almost years older than Jeff and has had a long history by himself in the streets of Chicago, his name being familiar to many of those drill fans who have followed the scene since its inception. Both Boogie and Jeff seemingly spent their early years in the far south side of Chicago in the Burnside neighborhood, more specifically in a hood called Flipside, which reps the 93rd Street, with Jeff attending the CICS elementary school close by on the 95th Street. Boogie, who was at the time also going by the name Young Khalifa, would be close with one of the most loved members of Flipside called Tay, who would unfortunately be killed in August 2014, with Flipside starting to call their hood Tay Block in his honor. However, it seems that before Tay's death, Boogie would seemingly either move more up north, or at least begin to spend more time around the Woodlawn neighborhood, not far from Drill City's hood, with guys from a set called Chris World. Chris World is named after a 14-year-old boy called Christopher Travis, also known as Lil Chris, who was killed all the way back in 2010 by a man named Cordell Glover, known as Wheezy, or Wee Wee, allegedly from the EBT set. Lil Chris was seemingly part of TYMB.
Hey, that's what he said.
Pictures with them, and Chris World would then begin as a faction within TYMB, or YMB, meaning Young Money Boys, as the set was known before they would eventually change their name in honor of a dead member called Ty, real name Edric Walker, who was killed a year earlier in 2009 during a particularly violent night where 4 people died in 3 shootings. But while TYMB was primarily repping the 65th Street, Chris World would begin to rep the 66th Street, which Chris had seemingly frequented, even though he would in fact live near the 64th Street. Around this time, TYMB, the newly founded Chris World, and Wick City, that would later become known as O Block, were all seemingly pretty close with each other, with their main ops being sets like SDL EBT. However, this would allegedly change when Obama from TYMB was killed in March 2012, with many now seemingly thinking that his killer was a man called Kenny Mack, not to be confused with the Kenny Mack from the FBG Duck murder case, or several other Kenny Macks from different sets all over Chicago. This Kenny Mack was part of Chris World, and by all accounts, one of the central members in that faction. According to some Chiracologists, Obama's death was the result of a dice game gone bad, which would make sense, given that even though witnesses would seemingly describe the killer simply walking up to Obama, he was in fact found dead in a hallway. Others have claimed that the beef between TYMB and Criswell actually goes back way before Obama's murder, with some drill fans claiming that one of TYMB's top rappers, Money Man, was in fact already dissing Criswell in a song together with Obama back in May 2011.
You know that when we talked about
suggested that this dissing then led to Obama's death. However, in fact, Money Man appears to be shouting out Criswell just like he shouts out several other people,
better tighten up.
including E-Day from 600.
Motherfuckers, he basically killed each other. Whole time you
become known as O-Block, meaning that
got a
around
whole
this time,
invasion
the two
going
sets
on
were
right now.
seemingly still on good terms. But what does seem clear is that the beef between TYMB and Criswell would indeed begin even before Obama's murder. And while there's even a photo of J Boogie himself seemingly throwing up the Y in January 2012, a few months before Obama's death, while hanging with a rapper Bad Habit affiliated with Criswell, already later that same month, a girl affiliated with Criswell would make the post on Facebook saying F the other side, while dissing YMB, aka TYMB, and also shouting out three sets: Criswell, Trap City, and Drill City. It appears that even before Obama's murder, TYMB had been beefing particularly hard with another Woodlawn-based set, this set being called Trap City, also known as Zone 7, with the 7 representing the 67th
Yeah, you thought he was there.
claim, more specifically, the intersection of 67 and Rhodes. This location is only 0.2 miles from the intersection of 67th and Langley that J Boogie would post to his Facebook in September 2012, with this being the first photo that he still has up on his page. Trap City and TYMB's beef was at this point well established, with beloved members like a 17-year-old named Rio, real name Brian Gibson, having allegedly also been killed by TYMB in October 2011. Trap City and TYMB had also been years earlier for being one.
Project 2025 seems harmless.
I can care less about.
Ever had over your daily life.
I don't need no history lesson on Chicago.
Ripping away access to country.
That's just a whole bunch of useless information. I'm not planning on moving there.
I have concluded a very fragile truce with
one of the best friends of a true Chicago drill legend, L.A. Capone. This rapper was J.B. Bin Laden.
This is what I want. Lil Jeff hops out the porch. This is what I'm interested in.
Coming into the 2020s, J Boogie and the rest of the Bloodhounds would keep wrecking their new clique in their music, such as the May 2020 music video for the song Go by Boogie, JB, and another Drill City rapper called Lil Vic, where Boogie first raps that he's only been out for 60 days but has already ran his paper back up, with this likely referring to his 2017 arrest on numerous charges, the most serious one being UUW, or unlawful use of a weapon, for which he would end up receiving a 4-year sentence. He would then mention the Bloodhounds, saying that they will come and get anyone for the right bag, all while the members would be flexing big bags of vacuum-sealed dope in the music video. JB then steps in and calls the Bloodhounds his family, while flexing a new Bloodhound chain, which is the very same design that Jeff would later rock in his own music videos. Boogie also comes back towards the end, as he compares the Bloodhounds to an army. The Bloodhounds would also have a new rapper that would begin to drop a bunch of songs around this time too. His name was Bloodhound Z Money, real name Zaire Nelson. In fact, he's actually Lil Jeff's cousin, with some of Jeff's family members from his mother's.
These look at these young boys, man. Like, yo, I think Lord Jeff was hanging with the guys that really wasn't the guys. You understand what I'm saying?
Side commonly liking and commenting on Z Money's family's social media posts.
He just was around the way, like FYB, like the FYBs is. You know, they a lot of them was from 63rd area, but they wasn't 63rd. They just was around the way.
J Boogie and the mother of Jeff and Boogie. In a music video by Z Money dropped in December 2020, Z Money can be seen hanging out with J Boogie, flexing big guns and stacks of cash. Unfortunately, not long before this video dropped, Boogie would get in trouble with the law once again in August 2020, when he was seemingly arrested twice on numerous charges, including possession of a stolen vehicle, once again UUW. This would once again see J Boogie doing another long bid in prison, with his projected parole date now being in 2027. Meanwhile, the new generation of Drill City, Trap City, and Criswell
brother like us.
Also reaching adulthood. One of these kids being the Bloodhound rapper Vert, or Rel Vert, who seemingly spent much of his childhood in these neighborhoods. In fact, his and his old friend's social media accounts still have plenty of pictures left around that time period. And in these pictures, the young Vert can be seen dropping the Ys, likely once again for TYMB, whilst also throwing what seems to be either a 6 or a B hand sign. Perhaps either as a homage to 66th Street, meaning Trap City or Criswell, or for Barnum, the Drill City rep. Or the B may possibly even represent the Bloodhounds, which at this time were already already a major thing amongst many of the older members from the area who were using this very same hand sign. Now, Vert is slightly older than Jeff, and he would also begin his rap career a few years before him. For example, his music video for a song called Next Song Remix, dropping in early 2019. The music video begins with Vert saying that they are posted up on the 79th, meaning Drill City's hood, before once again dropping Y's and throwing the 6 or B hand sign.
Hey, you know how the fuck you come here, so man, you know, I'm coming. Oh, 7 now, you know, you in it, man. Yeah. Oh, out of that.
He then begins his verse by saying how he's posted on the 9 and sometimes on the 6, meaning that he hangs out in both Drill City's hood and Trap City or Criswold's hood. While it appears that Vert was mostly repping Drill City, he would also be very close with Trap City members, as his 21st birthday vlog in 2022, where he hangs out in Trap City's hood, with this video being eerily posted exactly 2 years before Jeff's death in that very same hood. More specifically, Vert is hanging in the video near 67th and Evans, while Jeff would be killed near 67th and Rhodes, only about a 0.3-mile walk away. Vert would also explain in his early 2022 interview with Truth Teller TV that he was both Drill City and Trap City.
I'm from 67 Trap City and 79 Drill City. My name is Lil Vert, man.
Meanwhile, during the late 2010s, another main rapper from the new generation of Bloodhounds, who is also a cousin of Jeff and Z-Money, Q50, was still attending high school, eventually graduating in 2022. Jeff, on the other hand, was still largely absent from any social media activity concerning Drill City or Bloodhounds coming into the 2020s, with one of his first appearances seemingly being in a late 2020 music video by Z-Money titled Gone MIA, where a 19-year-old Jeff can be seen chilling in the background while his cousin raps, while his other appearance will be soon after in a music video for his brother J Boogie and JB Bin Laden's track titled N-Word Green, where Jeff can be seen next to his big bro smoking big blunts and toting a gun with a drum magazine, showing that at this point he was already likely deep in the streets together with his brother. Coming into the 2020s, it seems that the beefs of the 06679, aka the Criswold, Trap City and Drill City Alliance, which now included also the Bloodhound clique, were now increasingly beginning to revolve around their oldest enemies, the GD majority sets of the former Lon City, A-Tray Mob, Evans Mob and Hit Squad, which is likely why they were increasingly dropping rakes for the GDs in their music videos instead of the Ys for TYMB like they had primarily done throughout the 2010s.
I still have a spreadsheet on my desktop that has 86 no's of it's too.
That would have been back when the beef with TYMB was particularly hot, but still, Vert would aim his disses in his September 2020 song, dissing squarely against TYMB and A-Tray Mob, saying both Die Y for TYMB and F83rd for A-Tray Mob. However, in his November 2021 remix of Lil Durk's track Piss Me Off, he would rap how it's F the Ops and Young Money, perhaps showing that the beef with TYMB was a much more passive beef, while the beef with A-Tray Mob, Evans Mob and Hit Squad was much more active at this time. Some months before the release of that song, on the 1st of March 2021, a very respected A-Tray Mob member called Bay, real name Darian Cherry, was sitting in his car in the A-Tray Mob's hood on the 86th Street when another car pulled up next to him and somebody began firing shots from the inside. Clay received a gunshot to the mouth and was transported to the University of Chicago Medical Center in critical condition. Clay would survive the shooting for the time being, but would remain in hospital fighting for his life. One member from the A-Tray Mob who would comment on Clay's situation particularly often was a guy called Lil Crew, real name Nyreek Curtis, who was seemingly a very close friend of Clay. Crew was also an aspiring rapper who had been releasing music since at least 2017. Crew would comment on Facebook the very next day how he wasn't going to say too much, perhaps insinuating that he was going to respond by actions and not with words. However, his later post would also make it clear that Clay's situation was weighing heavily on his mind. Crew would also write about a week after Clay had been shot how they were testing their guns on stop signs because the ops weren't outside. And later, he would comment on how the ops had been on their high horse after Clay had been shot, even though they knew Clay had been sliding on them often. Unfortunately, Clay would eventually succumb to his injuries and pass away in May 2021. And to honor his memory, A-Tray Mob would begin to call their block the Clay Way. Clay's murder has never been solved, but the rumors online have placed the blame on a few different people. One of these, perhaps somewhat surprisingly, being Lil Jeff himself, with some people claiming that this information comes from a reliable source, while others would claim that Clay had in fact been killed by Vert. However,
motherfucker say, I assume you have a reliable source. What the fuck? That didn't mean that the information came from a reliable source. This is the shit I wanted to see. I wanted to see how he tried to shapeshift this motherfucking story.
absolutely clear there's seemingly no real evidence to tie either of them to this murder, although they would certainly take part in dissing Clay on social media, and in music, such as on Vert's song, Knuck If You Buck, that was released on October 2022, where Vert raps how 8-Tray Mob thought that Clay's name was ringing in the streets, but now he's irrelevant, as well as dissing another 8-Tray Mob member for allegedly getting shot and injured. Unfortunately, Vert and Drill City were soon about to experience a major loss of their own. During his teenage years, Vert had seemingly been particularly close with a guy from Drill City called Ruger, real name Jermaine Darden. Unfortunately, Ruger would be gunned down in Drill City's hood in March 2021, whilst 2 others were wounded. This would be another devastating loss for the people close to him. Q52 would pay his respects to Ruger right after his death, showing that while he might have been absent at this point from the music videos of guys like Vert, he was very much involved in the street side of things. Like Clay before him, the killing of Ruger would also become yet another unsolved murder in Chicago. However, there has certainly been some interesting posts that have come out after his death, one of these being a post from one of the cousins of Clay, who would say how he'd risked his life to get back for Clay. Then, less than a month after Ruger's death, on the 13th of April 2021, at around 7 p.m., Lil Crew would be outside the very same 300 block of 86th Street where Clay had been shot at the beginning of March, when someone would open fire at him, striking him in the chest. Crew would then be taken to the University of Chicago Medical Center, just like Clay did. This time, the injuries were immediately too critical. Crew would be pronounced dead soon after arrival. Yet again, the murder of Crew would go unsolved. But in online spaces, such as Reddit, the Jeffologists themselves, who have been rumored to possess an almost otherworldly ability to see the victims of their demigod and his disciples in their crystal balls, have once again pinned this murder on Vert. Some would even claim that Vert himself had gotten shot in the leg before Crew's murder, which he references in an unreleased song. This possibly even being the same shooting where Ruger would die and 2 others would be injured, one of these 2 then possibly being Vert. Vert would also mention Crew in the song Knuck If You Buck, as well as the rapper Don Darius from 8-Tray, who was one of the early rappers for the set before he was killed in 2013, saying that he can't go out like Don D and that 8-Tray haven't got a get back for Crew and Clay, with at least the implication being that the 06679 were indeed behind the murders of both Crew and Clay. But perhaps the most telling lyrics from Vert are in a lesser-known song from early 2022 titled Live or Die by the Chris World rapper Chief 2 Times, now going by the name Big Boss 2 Times, featuring Tero and RB Tasky from Trap City, as well as Vert, who raps in his verse how it's F8-Tray, before specifically mentioning both Crew and Clay, saying how he got them both lit. Yet others have claimed
I can't watch this shit, y'all. Yeah, like, I can't watch this show. Like, yo, this is terrible, yo. No, this is terrible. Like, yo, he's just going through a timeline of young black men just killing each other, wiping each other off the earth. I can't fuck with that. I can't fuck with that. What's up, G, man? Yeah, I can't fuck with that. So I guess it's different. I guess it's different when you ain't never been a part of it, or, you know, when you looking from the outside. But nah, that shit is frustrating. For real. That shit is sad. Niggas is over this bitch deleting each other for a game that probably turn on each other. Niggas probably be killing each other. Fuck that. That shit's stupid. I don't even want people to think that shit's slick. That shit's stone cold stupid. Look where it landed all of them. All that beefing and dissing back and forth. Look where it landed all of them. Either dead or in fucking prison. Shit's stupid. Well, yo, we 2 hours in, y'all. We ain't hit the let's see where we at on the subscriber tip. See where we at. We are still 22. We 22 subscribers away, y'all, for 15,000, y'all. We should hit that on this next live, 11 o'clock. Straight up, y'all. But I appreciate everybody that tapped in. You know, just something, you know, I was bored, you know, give us something to talk about for the evening time. Hold us over to 11. 11 o'clock, we going in. 11 p.m. Eastern time. Make sure you tap in. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. It's another day of Keep It G News, and I'm out.